stepped center stage for his matchup with Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. He had apparently already closed the door on his WWF career. From like 30 days going WWF. And right now I'm under contract. I'm leaning strongly towards going one way. In the end, his actions spoke volumes. Let's get right to the chase. 7 days ago, the Survivor Series. Did you or did you not screw Bret Hart? Some would say, I screwed Bret Hart. Bret Hart definitely tell you, I screwed him. I look at it from a different standpoint. I look at it from the standpoint of the referee did not screw Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels certainly did not screw Bret Hart. Nor did Vince McMahon screw Bret Hart. I truly believe that Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart. You can look in the mirror and know that. I'm sure in some parts of the country right now there's a collective groan that you're not accepting responsibility, that you orchestrated the situation, and the fact that people are not going to understand what you mean by Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart. So, what do you mean by that? Well, I will certainly take responsibility for any decision I've ever made. I've never had a problem doing that. Not that all of my decisions are accurate. They're not. But when I make a bad decision, not above saying I'm sorry and trying to do the best about it that I can. Hopefully the batting average is pretty good. I make more good decisions than I do bad decisions. And as far as screwing Bret Hart is concerned, there's a time-honored tradition in the wrestling business. If someone is leaving, they show the right amount of respect to the WWF superstars in this case, who helped make you that superstar. You show the proper respect to the organization that helped you become who you are today. It's a time-honored tradition. And Bret Hart didn't want to honor that tradition. And that's something I would have never ever expected from Bret, because he is known somewhat as a traditionalist in this business. It would have never crossed my mind that Bret would not have wanted to show the right amount of respect to the superstars who helped make him, and the organization who helped make him what he is today. Nonetheless, that was Bret's decision. Bret screwed Bret. Some folks along the internet know that in 1996, Bret signed a 20-year contract with the WWF. And I'm sure there's some at home now. Some folks are saying, well, how could Bret Hart be? He's got 18 years left in the contract. How can he leave? Did Bret Hart ask you to leave the WWF, or did you ask him to leave the WWF? This was a joint decision, and it vacillated somewhat as well when we were making the decision. It's a joint decision from both Bret and me. Ultimately, what happened was the two of us got together and orchestrated the opportunity for Ted Turner's wrestling organization to, quote, steal Bret. I felt that for business reasons, if Bret Hart and the salary we were paying him was not justified, and Bret felt that for creative reasons, the fact that he had become sort of second banana in his own mind to Shawn Michaels, who had, quote, stolen his spot. So for financial reasons on my part and creative reasons on Bret Hart's part, the two of us got together and decided, okay, let's do the very best we can for you, Bret. So the two of us orchestrated Bret Hart receiving a 3-year deal, which he is paid $3 million a year, which I believe is the richest deal in all of professional wrestling. And that's working 125 days a year. So I felt, from a personal standpoint, that if Bret wasn't a great investment any longer for the WWF, although I really didn't want him to go. But nonetheless, the least I could do for Bret is to help him help himself. I told Bret, if in fact you do get this deal from Turner, I'm going to be the very first person personally to congratulate you. And I was. From a business standpoint, I didn't really want to lose Bret. He wasn't paying off from a financial standpoint, but nonetheless, I really didn't want to lose Bret. The certainly the bitterness of the loss of the Survivor Series never be more prevalent. Stands in the ring, spits in your face. Shortly thereafter, he is destroying WWF television equipment. Were you prepared for what happened after the match? I was disappointed in Brett when he hit me. Very disappointed. I sustained a concussion as a result of it, with vision problems to this day. I'll get over it. And I didn't think it was the right thing to do. Brett seems to be crowing about that. That I've read in there. He feels proud of striking. And it wasn't a question of confrontation. Because even at 52 years old, I dare say that perhaps things would have been a little different if there were a confrontation. I allowed Brett to strike me. I don't think he moved. I hoped that we could sit down, try and work things out as gentlemen. That's what I really hoped for. That's not what happened. Have you considered pressing charges or pursuing legal remedies for that situation in his locker room? I have considered it. I think those options are still available. I'm not pursuing it at the moment. I guess maybe it all depends on Brett as to whether or not I do. If you were only a story writer and the Survivor Series was the final chapter in the life story of Bret Hart, the WWF years, how would you have preferred to write the final chapter? As a storyteller, I would have hoped that Bret's story would be a dramatic one. I would hope that Bret's story would be one that would give him dignity. It would give him the poise to state that I was maybe the greatest WWF superstar ever in terms of his departure. And one way of being able to give back to the company, being able to give back to those individuals, those superstars who helped you achieve the level of success that you have, when you know that you're leaving in a time-honored tradition, might have been, for argument's sake, that after the most grueling match that Bret ever had in his life, that Bret was pinned. But in that small moment of defeat, Bret would have stood straight up, shown the whole world what a true champion, both as a human being and a wrestling persona, he really is. If I had been Bret, if I were writing the story, I can see Bret, after a 1, 2, 3, simply saying, okay, to his opponent, you got the best of me. I want to congratulate you. I want to stick my hand out and congratulate you. And furthermore, I want everyone in the whole locker room to watch my match so that I can show those who follow in my footsteps, way in a time-honored tradition, this is to be done. To show every individual, every secretary, everyone in Titan Sports, the World Wrestling Federation, who counts on me to do the right thing, that I was there, that I was a superstar, maybe the greatest of ever. I went out the way a true champion would go out. Are you able to step back and objectively look at this thing and evaluate your friend, your former friend Bret Hart, the human being, and have sympathy for this man? Sympathy? I have no sympathy for Bret whatsoever. None. I have no sympathy for someone who's supposed to be a wrestling traditionalist, not doing the right thing for the business that made him, not doing the right thing for the fans and the performers and the organization who helped make him what he is today. Bret made a very, very selfish decision. Bret's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. Bret